Hi cozy friends, we're in the office today. I want to do a little resetting because I've been out of town on and off the last 2 weeks. So I want to do some resetting and then just some like productive time together, and then also setting up some new things in the office. Also I'll put in some clips. Isn't the lighting in here in the morning so beautiful? It's like coming in through the trees. It's just like this dappled, warm, oh, it's just beautiful. It makes me so happy to be in here, you guys. And then the leaves are really starting to come in on this tree right here too. I'll show you. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. And then the trees over there are starting to blossom too. Over there, it's just gonna be so beautiful. I can't wait. I love spring. And spring in here is just gonna be something entirely new that we haven't seen before. These ones look like they have little flowers on them. I don't even know what that is. I don't know, y'all, but first things first. The rug came in. And this was it was a hard decision because all of y'all had your votes, and a lot of them were aligning with what I wanted as well. My two finalists were rug, I think it was B and D. It was this one and this one. And this one is like striped and colorful and cute, and then this one's like this really cute floral pattern. At the end of the day, my heart was in D, because I just feel like it has this beautiful, like cutesy vibe to it that's like super nostalgic for me, and I felt like it would tie everything in nicely. I did feel the same about B, but it was just in a different way. It was like, okay, this is a little like quieter than this one. I wanted it to be like a little bit louder, but sadly, all of the rug Ds were back ordered. They're all out of stock everywhere. I checked every single website, and every single one back ordered. And they're not coming in until June. So I ended up just getting B because that came in already, like that is here already. I still have D in my heart. So what could happen is I could put, if it's still in my heart and I'm still like rug D, it would just make all the difference. Then I have a back order ordered that I can always cancel if I'm like, no, I really like this one. I have it ordered, and then I can get it in the summer when the time comes, and then I can put this one somewhere else. Like I could put it in my home office. I could put it like over here. Maybe that might be too much, but I will use this elsewhere because I just love this one so much too. But yeah, so that's the current plan. Is I have this one. I love this one. It's really cute. I just like the other one a little tiny bit better. This one's gonna be really, really cute. I'm really excited for this one. Yay! And then I have a few other things. All right, y'all, I found this really cute little cable box. There we go. And so I'm going to put my cables in that, and it also comes with these nice cable managers. But I think I'm gonna have to bring some of mine from home to like get these wrapped up in, there's these ones that look like little intestines, and you wrap it up so that it just like all looks like one white thing. Just putting this in a box is not gonna fix this. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, y'all, it's neat for now, but it will be even cleaner in the future. And also we'll have the 1.5 chair here, so it'll cover that little area. At least it looks cute underneath now. It used to be from here, you just see that huge thing of wires. So now it looks nice and neat. Yay. Okay, let's do the rug next. Also, I just go barefoot in here because I don't want shoes on this nice, soft, clean carpet. Okay, so this was something that I was doing for a like collab partnership thing. This is obviously not our permanent 1.5 chair. It's lovely for the time being, but I'm gonna move it for the rug. Let's go. Look how cute it is. This is washable too, which is nice. Ready? Whee! Oh, it's so cute. Okay, do I want it to go this way? It's too long to go this way, huh? I put it a little bit under the desk, or do it like this. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. I love it. I love it, I love it. All right, y'all, before we get into a little resetting, little productive time, I want to take a moment to chat about our cozy sponsor, Rocket Money. Thank you, Rocket Money. As so many of us do, I have monetary goals for the year, and Rocket Money helps me so much with those. It helps me just to like stay on track of those goals. I've chatted with you guys about how much Rocket Money saved me stress during my home buying process, and ever since I've used Rocket Money to help me get a more like holistic view of my accounts. So back when I was in the home buying process, Rocket Money made it really easy to connect all my banks, find all the subscriptions I had, and consolidate them in a single list so that I can see everything that was going on. I know you have some stragglers that you forgot about, or maybe they keep you up at night. This is your easy solution for that. And you can even cancel some subscriptions in the app with just a few taps. But more frequently than that, I use Rocket Money every single month for my budget resets. And it's just the simplest way for me that I've found to keep track of all of my transactions in like every single account, every single card. And you can create custom categories and rules to personalize all of your transactions, which is really helpful when, say, you want to just track all of your shopping or all of your grocery transactions, but you don't want to see like your fixed expenses like bills and things like that. So Rocket Money has just been my best friend in terms of making my budgeting practice on a monthly basis so easy. So if you want to keep your financial goals on track this year, go to rocketmoney.com/cozyk to get started for free. You can also scan the QR code or use the link in my description. You can also unlock even more features if you sign up for premium. Thank you, Rocket Money. All right, let's get started. Hi y'all, it's post-lunch. I'm back at home and I'm locked in on tasks that I like to do at home. So I like to do more like admin stuff at the office, and then any like editing or I don't know how to describe it, but just any more like nitty-gritty stuff here. For now, that's kind of the breakdown I have before I set up like editing stuff over there. But I also think I just kind of like editing here. It's just familiar and comfortable. But now I'm working on some other admin stuff again, which just happened to come up. Otherwise I would have done it at the office. But yeah, so I'm working on that. Just checking in. Back to a little productivity. Hi y'all, we're back in the office. I have fun finds from Home Goods that I want to show you. But also this morning I'm feeling so dysregulated. I don't know y'all, sometimes life as we all life it. And I'm feeling dysregulated. I'm feeling like my brain is doing loops and loops and loops, and it's not productive and it's not healthy. So what I'm gonna do is what I sometimes do when I need to regulate, which is lay on the floor. I just need to sit on the floor. Yeah, let's sit on the floor, y'all. And sometimes I'll like do something I need to do on the floor. Sometimes I'll journal. Sometimes I'll literally just sit here, stare off into the distance, and like let my brain loops just wear themselves out. Today I think I'll catch up on my journal. I don't know. All right, y'all, it's time. I feel better. Okay, so the first thing I found is this lamp. which is going to go on the side tape. How cute is it? Isn't it so cute? Oh my god, I love it so much. And it has the cutest little, I don't know what this thing is called. The lady at the register was like freaking out about this thing. She's like, this is so cute, and this thing matches too. And she called it something, and I don't know what she called it. I had never heard the word before. It was gonna go over there. I found this side table online that is just narrow enough to fit with the chair and a half once I get it in. So it's gonna be the little side table, and then this on top of it. It's gonna be so, so cute. And then the other cute thing, I just keep finding like the most perfect, like it is perfectly fitting the aesthetic I want. It's perfectly fitting just the theme of everything. And it's just so exciting. I'm so happy about it. But I was looking for so long for a coffee table, you guys, and they were all so expensive. I was like, what are we paying for coffee tables these days? This can't be right. They're also expensive, and they were also like, I don't know, either boring or like too, I don't know what it is. There's a coffee table shortage, but this is one I found on sale at Home Goods. Look at that. Isn't it so cute? Isn't that so cute? Like, this is the exact shabby, charming, cutesy, whimsical coffee table I've been looking for. And I was like, ooh, because it's like this rattan wicker situation, like, is it too boho? Like, is it leaning too boho? But then Maya was like, no, I don't think so, because the swirls are so swirly and whimsical that it doesn't really give that. And then the top is so specific that it's less boho and it fits more, especially in the context of like all the other decor, that it fits well. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And it was $69. It used to be $160. $69. Nice. And it's the perfect size. It's not too big. It's just boop. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait till the chair's in. And then I just got a shipping notification for one of the blinds. And once one of them works, then I'll order the rest. I'm excited for that because it is just like wide open right now, especially in the evenings. I don't feel super comfortable being in here in the evenings because it is a little bit of a fishbowl. In the day, you can't see, but at night, it is a fishbowl. But it'll be so nice to just have those to pull down, and then I could be here a little bit longer. I believe those are the only updates, y'all. That's it. That's all I know. I did find a camera, a Canon PowerShot. I think it's S30. It's like 3.2 megapixels. It's like it was Maya's birthday yesterday, so I was like, birthday pictures. I think I found this one on eBay. It wasn't Mercari. This one was eBay. I think it was like 30, 40 bucks. I don't know. Let's start with some admin. I'm hopping straight into admin mode. Let's go. All right, y'all, something I usually just do. I did spill tea on myself, so ignore that. Something that I usually just do throughout the day, I don't have a designated time for it, is responding to DMs and comments on like every platform. So that's YouTube, both channels on YouTube. That's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's Pinterest, I guess YouTube Shorts if you count that as a separate thing. Responding to comments, it is something I'm like constantly just doing throughout the day, and DMs, because it is really important to me, and just like keeping in communication with y'all and my community. Yeah, just part of the whole thing, isn't it? But right now I thought it would be a good time to just have like designated time and like test out what that looks like of having designated time while I'm here. So let's do that. James Blake, one of my favorite artists, just released a new album, so I'm going to be playing that front to back. Comments done. Now moving on to the rest of my work. All right, y'all, I really locked in. I was in the zone, and I looked up and 3:15. So I got a lot done, got some graphics done, got some Instagram posts done, and now I think I'm going to pack up, run some errands first, and then go home and finish up my work at home. So let's go. Hi friends. Okay, it's the next day. And I am truly in like spring reset refresh mode because Maya and I just walked all through the house and like all through the backyard and we're like, we need to order this, we need to order this and this and this and this and this. And like, there's so many things we need to refresh. We finally got all of the, patio furniture back out and we need to do like a full wash of it. So maybe in a future vlog we'll be doing like a refresh, like a space clean and refresh, because all of that patio furniture has just been like sitting under rain covers and like kind of getting gross. We need to refresh those, but we finally set them out because they've been stacked on top of each other while all the construction has been happening. So now we have patio furniture out, ready to go. We got a new coffee table for outside because couple reasons. The one we have is way too small for that space, and it's perfectly sized for the space in between like the two egg chairs on the back wall of the backyard. So we're like, that'll be the perfect table. We could just move that one, move it over to somewhere where it's gonna like make more sense. And then we got a new like terracotta colored big coffee table that actually is functional for the space, because that one, it just didn't make sense. Like if you were sitting anywhere on the sofa, you could not reach it and it was too small and like nothing fit on it. So now we have a nice big one. We got some little console tables to go on along the back side of all of the couch space, so that even when you're like sitting on the sofa, you can like put your drink back, or like we can have maybe some outdoor lamps and stuff back there. So I'm excited for that. I need to finalize a new umbrella, or like a second umbrella, because we love the one we have, but we're gonna put that on the back wall with the egg chair area, and then have an even bigger one for the space in between the two seats. So that's everything we planned for outside. There's also just like a bunch of little things and like cleaning, sweeping, pressure washing, all kinds of stuff. So that's exciting. And then the garage, we're planning a huge just clear out, declutter, revamp, which I've done with y'all before, but we've gone through so many phases with the garage and like various storage needs and stuff in there that, yeah, it's like, as soon as we decluttered it, it was recluttered again. Now we're like, okay, this is the perfect time to re-declutter it and then actually be able to set up our little areas, like our craft table and our little at-home gym area. So that'll be exciting. I'm just blabbing to you about all the spring refresh projects we have in mind. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. What I want to do now, though, is my weekly reset. Well, I don't want to actually do it. I just want to take y'all through it, because I think it's been like 2 years since I've done that. I genuinely think it's been 2 years since I've gone through my weekly reset. But the template hasn't really changed. I've only changed a couple things. Hasn't really changed. So let's go through it. I'm going to pop over to the computer. We're gonna get real official in my gaming recording setup so that I can show you my weekly reset and show you how to create it if you want to make one for yourself, because I don't think I've done that before. So let's pop over to Notion. Let's go. All right, y'all. Hello. We're at the gaming setup today. So let's head over to Notion. Okay, y'all. So here is my weekly reset Notion page, and this is like one of the easiest Notion pages you could possibly make. There are so many Notion pages where it's like you have to have a database and the database references another database, and then there's pages within pages within pages. I promise this is as easy as it possibly gets, and I'll show you. Starting out, you just have your title. You have, I just have this is again 2 years old. This is like my custom design. I just thought it was cute, man. I don't know. I thought the little bears in the bows were cute. I might change this, but I don't know. I still think it's kind of cute. So you just customize the background. It's up here behind my head in the upper right. And then you can customize the little board icon here, which is just a little bow. And then you title it whatever you want. You could call it something completely different. I just call it weekly reset. Feels descriptive to me. You could call it whatever you want. Weekly, right. Okay. Moving along. We have get clear, life stuff, get current, and finances. I made these little graphics in Canva. Really, really simple, really, you know how Canva works. I don't know. Graphic design is my passion. No, I truly just like saw some Notion templates on Pinterest, and then I said, that's cute. I'm going to make my own version of that. And I just replicated it on Canva. You can make these whatever size you want, whatever makes sense for you. But yeah, I made them on Canva. You can, again, do whatever theme design you want to do. You can do no design at all. You don't even have to make these little template things. You can literally just do a header. So if you don't know, on Notion, to add a element, you just do, what is that, /, and then you have all of these various things you could add in, elements you can add in. One of the basic ones is just a heading. So
I think that's the smallest heading. Heading 4 is the smallest. You can do heading 1, which is the biggest. So you could just say get clear. You could customize the color if you want. Let's see. Let's make it brown text. Get clear. You know what I mean? You can make it as simple as you want. I just like to be cute with my little graphics. So I made these little graphics. You can break them into whatever categories you like. I like to have get clear, and I like to have that first to be able to feel like I've cleared out all of the things that just kind of are like just in your brain, just like eating away. Like you go to sleep and you're like, oh my God, I have this to do. It's the things that like just take energy out of your brain and your mind when you could be focused on something else. That's what get clear is for me. And it also is just like preps you for less friction throughout the week. And then life stuff is obvious. That's like life stuff. Get current is stuff that, again, it helps you prepare for the week. It helps you stay on top of things. It helps you know what you're getting into for the week so you can prepare. And it helps you also just like stay on top of anything that needs updating, like literally anything in your life you can think of that needs constant check-ins, or you would just like to have constant check-ins on it, whether it's like your goals or whatever, that can be in Get Current. And then finances is obviously self-explanatory. So let's start with Get Clear. I have empty email inboxes. I love for my inboxes to be zeroed, whether this happens in bed at night, whether this happens first thing in the morning, it just depends on my mood for the day, or whether this happens during the weekly reset. Usually it doesn't, but sometimes in like a hectic month, I'll get backed up and then it's like, oh, okay. It's weekly reset day. It's time to go through them. So empty email inboxes, and you can use all of my bullet points as inspiration, or you can write your own, whatever makes sense for you and your Get Clear and your Get Current and whatever. But to add a bullet point, you just do / again, and then you find checkbox or to-do list. It's called to-do list. So you do to-do list. And you just add it in and there you go. You can also, they have buttons. Plug your ears if this is too much Notion information, but they do have buttons. So you can make a button a checkbox if you would like. This usually is more helpful for like if you have an ongoing to-do list, for example, and you want just like, let's see. Okay, when button is clicked, make a insert, add page to, insert blocks, and then to do. So look, so now I have, well, let me edit this to say to do, add to do. Okay. So now my button adds a checkbox. So this is perfect if you do have like a daily to-do list. Less perfect when you have like a set number of, like a set amount of tasks that you want to do that are the same tasks for like a weekly reset. But I'm just showing some Notion tips and tricks if you didn't know. So you add to do, and then look, it adds a button. Add to do, look, it adds another one. Add to do, add to do, add to do. So it's just easier so that you don't have to do /. However, you can make that button do whatever you want it to do. You can make that button like create a whole database for you. You can make that button like do whatever. You probably can even make the button like pull up a link to something. So that you can do some of the items on your weekly reset. I don't know, y'all. Y'all are smart. You could probably come up with really creative, cool things. But let's move on. I digress. So next I have clear downloads folder. So this is for all of my phone, my laptop, and my computer. I'm sure y'all relate to this. The downloads folder gets messy. It's just an endless stream of crap. Especially as a creator, I'm constantly downloading contracts and thumbnail pictures and video clips and integrations I need to send for approval and all kinds of like it's just I'm scrolling through right now. It's a mess. And so that is something I need to consistently do just to save space, to make sure my workspaces are clear and frictionless. Next is process all loose papers, mails, and receipts. Mails. I don't have a lot of like physical stuff, but when I do, I forget that I have it. Like right now I'm looking at this refinance thing that I should have called my bank about a while ago just to look into things, and I didn't. So it's just a reminder for me that like physical things do exist and they can hurt you, and that there are deadlines for things, and like let's get on that and let's make sure we're processing this and then throwing it away so that there's not like, you know, envelopes of things that might be important, and I look at it and I'm like, oh, this might have been important. It's like, no, I know that the things that are here I need to process, and that they just came in, they just arrived on my desk, or it's gone because I've already processed it and thrown it away or stored it where it needs to be stored. So it's just a good way to not like be inundated with mail and letters and things, and you're like, I don't know what's what and what's recent. Next is clear out phone photos. So again, content creator, it's so necessary to keep things clear for storage purposes and also just organization purposes. But also, everyone can benefit from this. I have my photos linked to my Google Drive, so everything from my phone automatically goes to my Google Drive and saves there. So then I could delete it all from my phone. Now I've said this every reset because I'm so terrified of like someone accidentally deleting all their pictures. There is a specific setting that you have to turn on so that when you delete your photos from your phone, it doesn't also delete from Google Photos. Like, you don't want it to be linked both ways. You only want it to be linked one way. I have heard horror stories of like someone linking, thinking it's fine, then deleting everything and it's gone from everywhere. And then you could restore it from the trash, but you don't want to have to go through all that. So there is a setting, I don't know where it is, but there's a setting of not having it delete once you delete it from your phone. So it's really nice to be able to put everything. I have like I pay for crazy storage on Google Drive just because I just have everything go there. My phone's clear and that feels nice, you know, and I can sort through content easily to be able to like edit things. And I think the Google photo search is a little better than the Apple one. So whenever I do need to find a photo, I can like search for what I think it is or like what month it was from, and I could find it really easy on Google. Okay, then I have format SD cards. So this is again content creator specific. I have about 3 SD cards that I have all my recording equipment cycling through, and so I just make sure to format those so I'm never like, oh no, I have no room left on stuff. So that's that. That's all my get clear stuff. I'm sure I could think of more things I could get clear on, but this has just been my same list for, like I said, like 2 years now. So that's worked for me. It's a good way to just keep everything clear. Moving on to get current over here. Let me swap my face. Okay, y'all. So down here, over here is get current. So this is, like I said, everything to get current on. So I always review my calendar, my Google Calendar that has the most up-to-date things, because that's where like meetings automatically go. That's where everybody puts their like trips in the household. Everything goes on my Google Calendar first, and I always reference that and cross-reference that with so many other calendars. My AccuFlow, which is another like organization system, calendar system that I use. I use so many things. I use Notion. I use AccuFlow, mainly AccuFlow though. Google Keep I've started using again. I used to use that a lot in law school, and now I don't know why I stopped using it. I think it felt too hectic for me, but I did start using it again because it just makes it, I don't know, something about being able to put everything there instead of like my phone notes feels better. And Google Calendar. I think that's everything. Google Calendar, AccuFlow, Notion, Google Keep. Oh, and then my physical calendars. So my Still Classics calendar, and then even my big desk calendars, or like the calendar that I have in my office now. I have to have stuff everywhere in multiple forms or it will get lost. It will get lost to the void. So I look through everything. I make sure everything is up to date 2+ weeks out. So sometimes I like do the whole month, but minimum I do 2 weeks, so that if I see something coming in 2 weeks, I know to prep and plan my week before around that so that I'm not scrambling the week of. So I update it with events, brand submissions, and post deadlines and all of that. And then I update my physical calendar and planner with the same things and same tasks. And then I update my habit tracker for the week. I actually haven't been doing that. Which is fine because I've been staying on top of my habits. Yeah, I don't know what it is about habit trackers. I cannot be consistent about them. Like, habit trackers are another habit. I don't know. I just can't. I can be consistent with habits and still not use my habit tracker. I don't know. Skip Amazon subscriptions. That's just like, there are some things we get sent to the house that I maybe like the cat's food or the cat's litter. We have on a subscription, and sometimes like it needs to be skipped. So I just always check it because sometimes we have so many bags of litter. Update monthly timelines. So monthly timelines, see, I'm behind on them. I need to do my February and March, but monthly timelines is basically just a very simple list of everything that happened. And it could be like everything good, everything bad, everything notable, like whatever you want to record and remember. That's what it is for me. So if we go back to like 2025, see, I have one for every month of 2025. Yeah, 2024, I have one for every month of 2024. And 2020, same for 2023, okay. I think 2022 is when I started, yeah. So I don't have all of them for 2022. Oh no, I did start in 2021. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have how many years is that? A lot of years of doing these monthly timelines, which is so nice because you can just look back and see all of the notable things that happened that month of that year. And that's really nice. So I do that on top of now this year, I've been consistent with my daily journal in my Filofax journal. And I just write everything that I did that day. So that's even more like getting into the minutia of the day of everything I did, like things I ate and all of that, just to like, I don't know, record keeping. I think the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't know, it's important to remember things, yada yada. So that's kind of my memento recording system that I have. And if I am behind, I just go back and look at both my calendar and my photos to see, because I take a lot of photos every day, and usually my AccuFlow has everything that I've done throughout the day. So if I need a reminder, then I just go through and write it all down there. So don't worry about like, I have to get it done in a time, otherwise I'm not going to remember. You usually have methods of being able to tap into what you did. Update things I'm into. This is actually something I added at the end of last year. So it's just a like things I'm into. I'll show you the outline for it. And this is a template, which is a little bit harder. I guess I'm getting into the little bit more like in-depth Notion things, and I'm not even realizing it, but like these are separate databases. Yeah, you don't have to know how to do all this. These are separate databases that I have linked to my weekly reset. So this is like all you do to add a existing page or database to your page, like blank page, you just add it. So you say @ and then you would say here, like this pulled up things I'm into. And then boom, it links to the things I'm into page. Now, the things I'm into page has to exist somewhere else. So for me, it exists over on this left panel that you can't see, where I have a bunch of other pages. Weekly Reset is its own page. Then I have a separate page for journals, and monthly timelines and things I'm into are different pages within the journal section, if that makes sense. So that's where that lives. And then I just reference it here. Does that make sense? So if you have like a home page and a personal page and a journal page and a to-dos page, you can have separate pages within those pages. And then when you have a page like this, like I have a weekly reset page, you can link to those other pages. I hope that makes sense. I don't know, you guys. I've linked to things I'm into, and then I'll show you my template. So this is just a basic table database. It's a simple table. It shows the date. I don't even need it to show tags. I don't know why this is here. Edit properties. There we go. Yeah, I don't need tags, and I don't need date created. Well, we can keep it. I'll just hide it. There we go. Okay. So I have a template in new. So when you press new, it usually just creates like a new cell in the database, but you can also make it so that it adds a new cell with an existing page, and that page can have whatever template you want on it. So my blank template, when I press new, is this, just so that I don't have to remember every single time what things I want to write about. I just have all of the categories here. So I have just been referencing like every quarter which things I'm into, because I think it's interesting. Like, I don't know, I just think that's interesting to look back on because it's so different. Like if I had this back in 2021, it would look entirely different, and it would tell a totally different story about the state of the world and what was going on. You know what I mean? So yeah, food and drink, activities, aesthetics, shows, movies, music, podcasts, YouTubers, routines, things. And then I could drop in pictures. I can just write about it, whatever makes sense to me. So that's something that I just remind myself to update and get current. And then posting schedule, that's self-explanatory. I just update the posting schedule, update YouTube editing and posting schedule. This is actually something that Eddie and I, hi Eddie, we used to be like more consistent on, and then I think it just kind of fell off on that's on me, but also our system, like it's kind of had the same cadence for a long time, so less necessary, but maybe revisiting bringing that back. Catch up on needed Discord channels. This is just like reminding myself to check on Discord because sometimes I forget. Add content from week to Pinterest and Canva uploads. Yeah, so that's just me reminding myself to like any pictures that I took, upload them to Pinterest, upload them to Canva, because then on Canva I use them for my carousel posts on Instagram. And then last is check to-do list, admin projects. That's just a random kind of like bucket, throw everything I could possibly need to do in the world in to-do list. So sometimes I'll check that just to see if there's like anything that it would be easy to do or get to, whether it's things I need to like fix around the house or things I need to like research, whatever it is. That all goes in here just to get it out of my brain and into somewhere. And then if there's time, I do it in the weekly reset. All right, moving to life stuff. Washing sheets, emptying garbage, resetting litter box, cleaning out fridge, choose meal delivery meals, water, easy plants, and then update reading journal in the library. I haven't updated this actually, but I finished this. Heyo. I have currently reading, I have up next, and then I have a little counter right here for how many books I've read. I think it's been 5, maybe 6. I think it's been 5. I'll check my Goodreads. Then I have my goals over here for the year, and then I just have a counter for each month. And then I have a link to my Goodreads so that I can go check to make sure that's accurate. And I just get these pictures from Google. And then I have a creativity hub where I like have a database of all of the craft projects that I'd like to do. And so that's just there if I want to update it. And then over at finances, our last one, we have make sure budget is up to date. So this links to a Google Sheet that is just the way that I've been doing my budgeting. I go through my Rocket Money account, I look through every single transaction, and then I just copy it over, because the process of, like I said, I think you can export on Rocket Money, but something about, I don't want to do that because then it makes it too easy for me to just like copy and paste. So I like to actually just go through all of the transactions and copy them over and do that for each month. And then I have a formula on the budget sheet that shows it, like it turns green if I'm under budget. I forget the parameters I have, but it turns orange when it's like close, when it's like almost getting there. And then I have red if it's over budget. So yes, it's like very simple sheet. Yeah, that's what this is linking to. So I could just update that every month. I have saved tax receipts in folders, pay any bills due, and then check investments add-on if needed. That's everything I have. Like I said, it's so simple. It's literally just headers, it's photos, and then it's check boxes. That's it. There are links to other pages, but like I said, it's so easy to do. That's an easier thing to do. All you do is and then you can find your other pages. So it's I feel like the hardest part about Notion is just finding a like umbrella system that works for you. Like, do you have one big page that's like, here are all of my pages, and then you have those pages categorized, and then you have pages within those pages. But however you want to organize it, you can organize it however makes sense to you. But just having a separate weekly reset page is so helpful. That links out to other things in Notion. It doesn't even have to link out to anything. You could write this on a physical paper if you'd like. If you don't want to work, spend your time on Notion, you could just do this on a Word doc if you'd like. Whatever makes sense to you. But this is my weekly reset process, and it's been, working for me for 2 years. I think it's been over 2 years at this point. I don't know. But yeah, that's that. And I just wanted to show you all that, and I hope that is helpful, at least a little bit. All right. I will see you later.
Hi y'all, I'm back in the office. I just came from physical therapy, which is a very new thing for me. I've never in my life had like a serious injury or gone to physical therapy, but I messed up my arm doing some weights, and so I was like, I feel like I should do the responsible thing here after 4 to 5 weeks of it hurting in the same way. And I've just been avoiding all upper body workout stuff since then because I'm scared of messing it up more. And I'm like, I would like to get back to doing that. And she was great. I had a lovely experience. So if you're having pain and you're like, I don't know if I should do a physical thing, I don't know if it's worth it, I think it's worth it, at least even just like the first couple sessions, so that they can tell you what's wrong. Because she immediately told me like, oh yeah, you have your right shoulder blade protrudes more than your left one, which means you probably sit at your desk like this with your mouse far away from you, and that like weakens that muscle. And then because your muscle's weakened, the bones are like adjusted. This is a jar, and it makes it easier for you to get injuries like I did. So like even just knowing that is so valuable. Like that's worth so much. So it was lovely. So that was just my experience. Anyways, I digress. Brought a few things for the office. I brought the wire covers. I brought a light bulb. Oh, and then the side table came in, so we can make that. All right, let's go. You guys, I've never had a lamp not work. What? I'm so sad. The plug works. The light bulb should work. It was like in a pack of new light bulbs. I don't know. So I'm going to bring back a couple other light bulbs to test, I guess. Maybe I should bring the lamp home. Okay, I'll bring the lamp home. Test it there. That sucks. Okay, well, I'll bring it home. Okay, the next thing is replacing these with these handmade ones I found on Etsy. So I have this one for this one, and then this one for whichever one is more visible. Okay, the last thing is changing these from these things that are so hard to pull out to these ones. So I'm gonna work on that and show you the finished product. Okay, I changed out. This took so much effort, much more than I thought, because I had to like basically hand drill a second hole. But they look so much cuter and they're so much easier to open. All right, y'all, that is all I have for the week. Thank you for coming along for a little spring reset of my space, of my work, of everything. It was a productive week. I love you. Stay cozy. Bye.